I didn't know I was the only one who got excited about soil. Evidently, Matt gets really excited about soil.
Catch up with Matt and Chris as they discuss the importance of good cultural practice.
Hey, I'm Chris Vasika. I'm with Irrigation Management, and here today with Matt with Prolons Inc. We both operate services primarily here in the West Metro. I provide irrigation services. Matt, what kind of services do you
We
provide?
do turf nutrition, so fertilization and weed control and aeration and seeding with the best seed possible.
Matt reached out to me. My background's formerly in golf course construction and maintenance. I have an agronomy and horticulture background, and we just were talking about soil. Matt got pretty excited, and I didn't know I was the only one who got excited about soil. Evidently, Matt gets really excited about soil, and we just wanted to talk a little bit more about cultural practices. And Matt, you mentioned you provide aeration services.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are some of the reasons why a customer is looking at aeration as a cultural practice that they should have on their property?
Yeah, the main thing is compaction, but much more so than compaction is just how you can focus on root growth. And a lot of people get the cart before the horse, and they're like, how can we get our lawn, the grass blade to grow? Whereas we focus on big, strong, healthy roots, because if you have those, you have that nutrient absorbing capacity there and strong, healthy roots, then the top growth is going to come after that in that lush green color.
And I can tell you, after Matt and his crew have been through a property and they've provided the aeration services, I know typically they're provided in the fall, but what other times of year do you suggest for people to get their aeration done?
Yeah, so the fall is when the lawn is preparing to overwinter and to have some nutrients for the spring. But then alternatively, the spring is also where the grass is preparing and storing nutrients for the warm and dry summer months, where that's again where aeration can reduce compaction and allow the roots to grow down deep. It can also allow not just nutrients like we apply, but water to infiltrate deeper into the soil. And that's where I loved what you were talking about with especially newer builds or even existing properties where you get layers that will block that food and water, right? Every grass is just like us. It needs food, the fertilizer, it needs water. What do you see in watering practices that goof up that infiltration of those nutrients?
So a lot of the far west metro, especially the brand new homes, when they're built, they bring in the local native clay. Maybe not even native clay, it might be clay that was dug up during the construction process, but it's basically sod sitting right on top of that compacted clay layer. And what I've noticed that when we're throwing water to, we end up having to throw even more water to it because the roots are not getting down deep. But once we've seen Matt and his team come in and they've brought in aerification over the years and they've brought in a good fertility program, now all of a sudden the water needs are getting less and less. Good for the customer, good for the environment, but more importantly, it's just great for the grass stand. The other things I've noticed is being in the golf industry is that we start to build layers, and because of the cultural practices that we do. And so if you're not enjoying an aerification, a layer is going to be developed somewhere. And I think Matt, with his aeration, is helping to push those layers out. We're able to flush some of the heavy metals and things like that get built up in the soils. And not only having a good irrigation system, but having a good cultural practice. Whether you fertilize yourself and maybe you're going to just have Matt come in and they're going to provide the aeration and stuff, or you're looking for that full concierge of services, Matt's team, they're quick. They're so fast to respond to people. And just in Matt's Facebook and a lot of his other services provides just a bevy of information. And I appreciate you offering these services. What are some other things that you think your company does that other companies maybe don't do?
First of all, I want to stop you in your humbleness right now, because when we provide our services, we provide free education is a huge part of it. The first thing that we try to tell people is learn how to mow correctly. The second thing is know how to water correctly, because just because you have an irrigation system that someone set up 5, 10, 20 years ago when they built it or built your house does not mean that it is set up correctly. And in fact, most of the time, 90% of the time, I would say I would adjust that sprinkler system, adjust the heads, adjust how they're facing, what heads you have. The technology has advanced so much, the timing, and then there's so many smart systems that Chris at Irrigation Management can help you with. And then as far as the additional services that we offer, the aeration, I do believe it's the best thing you can do for your lawn. The other services would be our nutrient programs, which are fertilization. We've got macronutrients, micronutrients. It's the food for your lawn. Your lawn, a healthy lawn that's irrigated properly and growing healthily, will utilize that food and eat it. And so making sure you've got both those macros and those micros in the right quantities, because obviously over fertilizing is something that you want to avoid just as much as under fertilizing.
So what is the best way for customers to reach out to your company? How would they have the best experience in reaching out to you guys?
Yeah, the best experience for us is, I'm a grass nerd, but also a little bit of a tech nerd. So if you go on our website and you fill out our free quote request form, that immediately puts you in our system to start receiving that free education. And that's the mowing and the watering that's based on Chris's recommendations. And then we personally look at each property and we provide pricing quotes and options for different services that we provide. And if those look good, then you can go forward with us. We also have our phone, 763-475-0740, where we can answer questions and respond to that. But getting that detailed information about proper mowing and watering starts on our website, prolawnsmn, as in Minnesota.com.
And we'll have those links down below the video when we're finished up here. You can also reach out to Irrigation Management. Probably the best way to reach out to us is just simply send us a text, 763-684-1880. We have a text response guarantee. So if you send us a text, we guarantee we're going to get back to you that day, or your next service is free. Matt, I appreciate this. We've had this long referral relationship going on, and having these open discussions, it benefits our customers greatly. And if you're not a customer of either ProLawns Inc. or Irrigation Management, I think many people will say you're missing out. So please check out our websites, reach out, and get the real care that you deserve here in the West Metro. And Matt, I appreciate this referral partnership.
Absolutely. It's been many years.
All right. Thank you.